Morning, everybody. Official weigh-ins for UFC on ESPN 26 about to get underway at the top of the hour. We understand that there's going to be a pretty good run to get things started. Sounds like 11 of the 22 fighters. Is that right? 22? Yes, 22. 11 of the 22 fighters are lined up, ready to go. So should get a pretty good start. Kieran Taylor, what's going on? Derek Hall, morning to you, sir. Appreciate everybody jumping on in, watching this. This is where the hardcores are at right here. You know, you get your big Conor McGregor pay-per-views, your casuals come out. You tune in for this one. Hardcore, baby. That's the ones I like to see. Yeah, Zach Watkins, man. It's sad as I hate to use the word sad, but you're right. It's tough when we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, you kind of get used to these Apex shows with no fans, and then you go do the crowd and huge venue. It's different, man. It makes for a unique environment, to say the least. Amir, much respect. Thank you, brother. Scott, you know we're in here. Obviously, cold coffee. Ken Hathaway handling camera duties this morning. See, John Annick's here, so you know it's a big card. Let's go. John Annick's pumped up, ready to go. With the Ray Longo Minute shirt on. Look at that. Look at that.
You know, there's a little bit of
Oh, and Annick Florian. We got Annick Florian podcast material all over the place.
There's a little bit of an exhale after a Conor McGregor headline pay-per-view.
Yes.
You know, so 11 fights. This feels pretty manageable. And,
Just say, hey, last week, casuals had a great time. Hardcore's in the building today. Hardcore's in the building, you know?
Alon Bodell, I'm here for it.
I do get it for you.
13 are here.
Up that number. We got 13 lined up, ready to go. 13 of the 22.
Getting close to recording.
Let's go.
So I was sitting with Rogan and we're showing all the Forbes list, you know, and Dak Prescott comes on like near the top, and Rogan's like,
Who's
and
this?
I'm like, quarterback.
America's team. America's team.
He's like, quarterback of Dallas Cowboys. Jay's gonna be bummed you're not here tomorrow night.
John Annick fired up this morning. All right, Moroccan. I got I've got a Islam Makhachev in the main event. I like Thiago Moises a lot. I think he's kind of an underappreciated commodity, but Islam is a tough matchup to say the least. All right, commission in the building. So we've heard 13 of 22 fighters are already lined up, ready to go. So should be a pretty hot and heavy start here.
All right, thank you all for being here for the official weigh-in for UFC Fight Night. Makhachev versus Moises. First fighter to the scale is the man around whom this fight card was built, the 9th-ranked lightweight in the world, Islam Makhachev. $155.5, the official weight for Islam Makhachev. Next fighter to the scale, also taking part in his first UFC main event here tomorrow night, the 14th ranked lightweight in the world, Thiago Moises.
even.
156 pounds, the official weight for Thiago Moises. And with that, your main event is official. All right, next fighter to the scale, charged with kicking off the main card live on ESPN in the UFC's featherweight division. He is Billy Quarantillo. The official weight, 145.5 for Billy Q. All right, next athlete to the scale in the UFC's bantamweight division. He is Khalid the Warrior Taha.
$135.5.
135.5. The official weight for Khalid Taha. All right, next fighter to the scale is his opponent in the bantamweight division, Sergey Morozov. $135, the official weight for Sergey Morozov. All right, next fighter to the scale. You can see him compete on the main card live on ESPN in the UFC's featherweight division. He is Gabriel Mowgli Benitez.
$146.
146 pounds, the official weight for Gabriel Benitez.
Nice to see you. How are you?
All right, next fighter to the scale in the UFC's heavyweight division. One half of the first fight of the night, Rodrigo Nascimento.
$259.
259 pounds, the official weight for Rodrigo Nascimento. All right, next fighter to the scale, part of a featured bout on the main card in the UFC's lightweight division, Mateusz Gamrot. 155 and a half, the official weight for Mateusz Gamrot. All right, next fighter to the scale in the UFC strawweight division, Amanda Lemos.
What's going on, man?
115 and a half.
115 and a half for Amanda Lemos. All right, next athlete to the scale in the UFC's bantamweight division, Anderson Dos Santos.
$135 and a half.
135 and a half, the official weight for Anderson Dos Santos. All right, next fighter to the scale, one half of the co-main event live on ESPN and making her return for the first time since 2016 is the former UFC bantamweight champion, Miesha Tate.
$135.
135 pounds, the official weight for Miesha Tate. All right, next fighter to the scale, prelim bout in the UFC's flyweight division, Francisco Figueiredo.
$125 and a half.
125 and a half, the official weight for Francisco Figueiredo. All right, next fighter to the scale is only one of the foremost veterans on this roster, returning to the lightweight division for the first time in a long time, Jeremy Lil Heathen Stevens.
$156 even.
The official weight, 156 pounds for Jeremy Stevens. All right, next fighter to the scale, one half of the featured prelim live on ESPN in the welterweight division. He is Daniel D-Rod Rodriguez.
$171.
The official weight, 171 pounds for Daniel Rodriguez. All right, back now to the UFC strawweight division as we welcome Montserrat Conejo. 113.5, the official weight for Montserrat Conejo. All right, next fighter to the scale in the UFC's bantamweight division, Miles Johns.
$135.5.
135.5, the official weight for Miles Johns. All right, next fighter to the scale, set to make his UFC debut here tomorrow in the welterweight division, Preston Parsons.
$169.5.
169.5, the official weight for Preston Parsons.
All right, so just tuning in about 14 minutes into our weigh-in. We only have 5 fighters left to weigh in, so if you want to check out the full results, head on over to MMA Junkie. Got the full results updated there. Your main event fighters were the first 2 on the scale. One half of your main event is official with Miesha Tate. Still waiting on Mary Renault at this point, but just 5 fighters left to weigh in at this point. We'll get to them as quickly as possible. I'm going to go process some photos right now. Looks like we're right back to it.
All right, next fighter to the scale in the UFC's middleweight division, Dustin Stoltzfus.
$185.5.
185.5, the official weight for Dustin Stoltzfus. 136 pounds, the official weight for the Belizean bruiser, Marian Renault.
Misha. Misha. Oh. Oh, I don't know. Good question. Works.
All right, next fighter to the scale in the UFC's middleweight division, the world-class jiu-jitsu player, Rodolfo Vieira.
$185.
185, the official weight for Rodolfo Vieira.
All right, finally all caught up. If you're just joining us, just about 43 minutes into this 2-hour weigh-in session. At this point, we're just waiting on two fighters. That is Alan Badeau and Malcolm Gordon. Everybody else has made weight without issues, so you can check out the full results over at MMA Junkie. I've actually got a photo gallery is up there as well, so if you want to see anybody that you missed, how they looked on the scale, got that over there. We'll have video highlights, all that good stuff as well. All of it coming to MMA Junkie. What's up, Dylan J? Doing good this morning. Just two fighters left to go, so it's been a busy morning. Uh-oh. Feeding the troll again, I see. I see what I've missed. Andrew, what's happening? Sorry I couldn't join in until now. No, got these other responsibilities as well. Chovy, what's going on? Rolo, what's happening? Ooh, check this out. You want to see some high-level production skills from our man Cold Coffee? We'll set this up. If you're just joining us, our main event were the first two fighters on the scale this morning. Both of them made weight comfortably. Here's what they looked like. Courtesy.
Next fighter to the scale, also taking part in his first UFC main event here tomorrow night, the 14th ranked lightweight in the world, Thiago Moises.
Even.
156 pounds, the official weight for Thiago Moises. First fighter to the scale is the man around whom this fight card was built, the 9th ranked lightweight in the world, Islam Makhachev. $155.5, the official weight for Islam Makhachev. And with that, your main event is a...
Huh? How fancy is that? Look at that. Cold coffee with them high-level production skills. Cody Merrow, I see you over there. I see you over there. Thanks for joining us this morning. No, I'll take some swag. I'm not opposed to swag. Cody Merrow with some production advice. I kind of agree with you sometimes. Orca, no one has missed weight yet. We're just waiting on 2 people. It's actually been a really fast one. I don't know what we'll do with face-offs. By the way, I don't remember the last time that a weigh-in at the main event were the first 2 fighters on the scale. All right, hold on. I gotta mute this. Can't stand the spamming. We don't spam the chat when I'm paying attention. You know what? Rolo wants me to pull a gotcha hat on John Anik over there. That's funny. Yeah, Cody, I feel kind of weird in these talking all quiet, but it's I end up on everybody else's stream if I'm talking in a normal voice. Face-offs are scheduled for 11 a.m. Pacific, but they can go early if we get these last 2 fighters in. So we'll see what they decide to do. When they're not televised, they can kind of go whenever they want. All right, Mo. Come on. You know I give you some freedom, but don't spam. Don't spam. Ooh, Jen's locks for locks for tomorrow. Whew. Some good fights. Let's see. What did I say are locks? Man, I hate saying that about anything, really. I mean, I hate to say it, but I feel pretty confident in Makhachev. If I'm being honest with you, just the style matchup there. D-Rod against the newcomer, man, that's a tough assignment in your first fight. Mendelemos probably as well. I like her in that fight. Those would be the ones I'd go as locks if I was doing the old fantasy fighting. I'd put those up at the top right there. This is feisty in the chat this morning. Gonna put all kinds of people in timeout this morning. Yeah, Rolo, 43 years old, still at the top of the division. Pretty impressive, man. Marion's a great athlete, and still looks like she could compete if she wanted to. You know, as Misha's been saying, giving her a ton of respect. Never been finished, you know. Cody, yeah, is a lot more relaxed this week. We were just joking before things started, man. It just feels like 100% different. What a difference 7 days can make. And yeah, no, I didn't get any more of the story on Shemaev. As soon as sorry, I can't read your name there, but as soon as I got done speaking with Ali, I went straight into speaking with Habib right after that. So I didn't get any follow up with him. And then as soon as I got done, ESPN started. So we were all being real quiet because we were all filming inside the same room. And Arud, I did not score 10-8 for Poirier, but I will say this about the Poirier round one score. I didn't see until the replay that the punch missed when Conor's leg snapped. I was where I was, the angle I was behind Conor, I thought the punch dropped him. And I can't speak for the judges, but I'm thinking maybe some of the judges thought he was dropped by that punch too, which, you know, if you thought that was a knockdown into the ground and pound, you know, versus a leg snap there, you know, you might think that that's a 10-8. So I didn't score to 10-8, but I was on the border of it because I thought that was a knockdown, and then I saw the replay and I was like, oh, that was a knockdown. But the judges don't have that. The judges don't have that luxury. Like, they basically, as soon as the round ends, there's somebody there asking for their score. Thanks, Shelby. Appreciate it. Hazmat control. Everybody has made weight except for 2. We're just waiting on 2 fighters right now. Yeah, MRM. I don't hate it. I think part of me is still. I know I know the judging criteria has changed, but I feel like I'm kind of set in my ways, that I'm a little more firm on when a 10-8 scores. I know that judges are asked to be a little bit more free with issuing 10-8s, but I think I'm an old dog trying to learn new tricks. You know what I mean? I think I still kind of a little higher propensity for a 10-8. Woke John Morgan. I don't know about woke. DXJ, good to hear from you, bro. Got the ASMR. Oh, commission back in place. Will we have both fighters? Do we just have one? Let's see. Back to business.
All right, next fighter to the scale in the UFC's heavyweight division, Alain Baudot.
$246.
246 pounds, the official weight for Alain Baudot.
All right, so that takes us down to just one more. Just waiting on Malcolm Gordon. MSA, I have my own podcast, the MMA Roadshow with John Morgan. Check it out. I'm not real good at plugging it, to be honest with you. I'm not a big self-promo guy, but check it out. Dylan, I'm the mod. So I do the best to pay attention when I can. Loaded Films, what's happening? Good to see you in here again. Moroccan right here. I like Misha in the combat match. Seems to be in really good shape, really focused, good mental space. You know, do I think she'd beat Amanda Nunes? I don't pick anybody against Amanda Nunes right now, if I'm being honest with you, but I think she's going to be successful. John, do you think MMA specialists are going to die? Oh, dead out. What do you mean by MMA specialists? Do you mean like if pure jiu-jitsu players or pure strikers? Yeah. I mean, I think there's always a place for them, but you got to be rounded. Alex, sure, hit me up. I'm down. Keeney, you predicted the leg break? That's pretty amazing. Just my 2 cents. Thank you, sir. Ginge, what's the most shocked you've ever been? Ooh, that's a good question. Most shocked I've ever been. I've been at all of the leg breaks, so those have all been terrible. The Anderson was probably the one that was most shocking. No, I take that back. I haven't been at all of them. I was at the Anderson and the Weidman. I was not at the Corey Hill. We had Dan Stupp was at that one, so I was not at that one. But the Anderson leg break was shocking, especially because it was the guy that was at the top of his game, and just his reaction was like, ugh. Conor knocking out Aldo in 13 seconds. That was pretty shocking. Habib jumping the cage might be the most shocked I've ever been. Did not expect to see that. Thanks, regardless. Those are the ones that stand out to me off the top of my head. Malcolm Gordon gonna miss weight. Calling it. All right. Let's see. Hope not. John, do you think Conor was hurt? I think he was slowing already. I think he was slowing. Ooh, Gonzaga Crocock KO. Good one right there, Jens. That's a good one. I was not expecting that either. Not in that style, right? That's a good one. What fight am I looking to most tomorrow? Do the top three. Man, honestly, the main card is all a lot of fun. I mean, the biggest stakes is with Islam and Thiago, of course. But seeing Misha come back, former champ, big-time star. Stevens Gamrot could be fun. Vieta Stoltzfus could be fun, depending on the style. Benitez Quarantillo could be fun. So I really do like the main card. It's certainly not the big stars and attention grabber of last week, but that's good. Yes, Elite Squad. This is John Morgan. Who was that asking? Anarouge Sharma. No, here in the end of the year, I'm just kind of reading between the lines. It seems like maybe December. I think there's going to be an end-of-year pay-per-view here in Vegas. So I think that might be the main event for that one. Flip. I don't think we're necessarily hiring right now. But Simon Simon, our managing editor, he's the guy. Ooh, Matt, yeah, the Buckley KO, that was crazy. That was crazy. Shout out to you, Jesus. Jesus Tinejero Orozco. Mark Fellows in the house. What's going on, Mark Fellows? Ooh, Wheatley, what's the biggest live moment you missed because you're looking at your laptop? That's a good question. Doing play-by-play sucks. Oh, yeah, there you go. Flip asking, what do you do? So when I'm cage side, I'm doing play-by-play as well. So the play-by-plays that we do, that's usually whoever's cage side, which obviously has been me a lot lately. So I'm having to type all that in, and I'm not the fastest typer in the world, if I'm being 100% honest with you. So, I'm double-checking for typos and stuff like that. So it's a constant balance of looking up, looking down, looking up, looking down. HBK, I ended up taking Gamrot in that fight, but we all know what Stevens can do. So, Jens, I don't think I'll be going to London. I don't know, but I don't think I will be. I know our man Abby Saban over there in London will do it. I guess it'll probably depend on, what kind of a card we're looking at, if we end up sending somebody over or not. Thanks, Dado. Rolo, yeah, I did see the Nate Diaz call out for Poirier at 185. I thought it was weird. Why's it got to be 85? I thought that was bizarre. I thought Dustin hit him up with the perfect answer, though, right? Touch you up at any weight. But, yeah, I'd love to see that. Love to see that. That'd be a good fight. Alex, it's Sean Morgan MMA. Hit me up there. Sometimes I'm a little slow, so be patient with my reply. But I'll get back to you. I get a little behind sometimes. Yeah, HBK, next week's card looks sharp. Really sharp. Andrew London not confirmed yet, but it's more than likely. It just boils down to COVID protocol. Mark, I think more people are here for Misha than they are for me, but I do like the live chat. I enjoy it. I always love talking MMA with fellow fans. Yeah, MRM. I took Islam. Will Diaz versus Lawler be a sloppy fight? I think it'll be a fun fight, but yeah, we don't know exactly what we're going to see, right? 267, not confirmed for Abu Dhabi yet, but very much more than likely. Lotus Films, good question. To be honest with you, for a lot of time, the YouTube wasn't even really. It was just there. Like, it was like we didn't really interact with it. So, trying to do more. Yes, sir, Carson. Michael Mariano. We're just waiting right now on Malcolm Gordon. That's it. Favorite nickname of a fighter? There's been some funny ones over the years. How about Lewis the Footlong? That's a good one. Who was the one that was I'll steal your lunch money or something like that? That was a guy on the Midwest regional scene. I'll steal your lunch money or something like that. The Elite Squad. Do you think Kevin Holland make a comeback by the end of 2021? Yeah, I think so. I do. I like the fact that he's working on that wrestling now. Jesus, I do have the greatest job in the world. There's no question about it. Alex Bagley, Violent Bob Ross. That's a good one. What is your favorite walkout song? I used to like Sandstorm back in the day with Vanderlei. That was pretty epic. Scott McCrae, of course. Actually, pretty cool. I got to walk a hole at St. Andrews with Jordan Spieth 1 year. Pretty cool. Oh, yeah. You know what? Cole Coffey going to show you some of those high-level production skills right now. Let's take a look, if you're just joining us, at our co-main event fighters making weight earlier today. Miesha Tate returning to the UFC, Marion Renault in her retirement fight. Here's how they looked on the scale.
All right, next fighter to the scale, one half of the co-main event live on ESPN and making her return for the first time since 2016 is the former UFC bantamweight champion, Miesha Tate.
$135.
135 pounds, the official weight for Miesha Tate. All right, next fighter to the scale, one half of the co-main event in the UFC bantamweight division, and weighing in for the final time as a UFC fighter, 12th ranked Marion Renault.
Even.
136 pounds, the official weight for the Belizean bruiser, Marion Renault.
Huh? How about that? Cold coffee stepping the game up. Real News MMA, I have no idea. No, Cold Coffee would be the guy that has to run you through that, but basically just rolling in the highlights he's saying. So not only is he streaming, but he's also editing the highlights as it goes. So Cold Coffee, getting things done. Rolo, it is allowed to have a titanium shin bone. David Castillo, yeah, Derek Lewis walking out the Fat Pat. That was good. Loaded Films. We've done this only a couple times now. Pretty cool, though, right? HBK, I like Chris Martino. I called his last fight before he went to the UFC for Cage Fury Fighting Championships. And I told people coming in, I was like, hey, look, I didn't pick him over Sean O'Malley, but I was like, he's going to give Sean a better fight than people are thinking. And, I mean, listen, he wasn't threatening to win the fight, but he sure as hell made it tough on Sean. Deep down, you know what's up. Unpopular opinion. No, I think that stays in there. I'll put Mish in a wheelchair. Gosh, Eddie Machete. Who would do that? Master King. It's I feel very fortunate to have this. Michael Zecker, Loudest Arena. The loudest arena that I swear that every time I ask this is Bell Center in Montreal. Especially when GSP fought, obviously. But man, it's like it was built for hockey, and it just feels like it's very small, and like the crowd's right on top of you, so it's really, really loud. But Bell Center in Montreal, that to me was always the loudest one when GSP was fighting. Anderson Dos Santos versus Miles Johns could be a lot of fun. Sam Basie, just because I've been doing this for so long. Just kind of become habit at this point. Mike J, Justin Gaethje. I know we got to get that man a fight. We got to get Justin Gaethje a fight. That's right, Junkie. That's right. Jesus, I don't know. Thank you, Deep Down. I appreciate that. No problem, Michael. No, I was not at UFC 112 in Abu Dhabi. That was back when our staff at MMA Junkie was really small, so we had to skip that one, unfortunately. So, if I remember right, I think I watched UFC 112 from a strip club in Vegas, actually. But yeah, back then our staff was a lot smaller, so just the time it took to travel to Abu Dhabi would have left the rest of the staff really overworked. So we skipped that one. That was one of the last ones we didn't go to. David Castillo, man, I hope they got to give him a ranked opponent. You know, it's time for the bigger test for Sean O'Malley. And I mean, look, that wasn't his fault. Like, he just fought who they gave him, right? That's, you know, but yeah, I think he needs a ranked opponent. HBK, Nick Islam did make weight. He was actually first on scale. HBK, Kevin Lee is still going to fight Sean Brady. They just moved it back to August, so they just moved it back like a month or so. Hey, El Diamante, we keeps it real. Taha, no, it's no question. It's still Connor. Connor's the biggest star in the history of the sport. No question about it. Mr. Bernard, no, that's who we're waiting on right now. It still has another 50 minutes, technically. Adios Nachos. Face-offs will be at 11 a.m., but we're still waiting on one more person to weigh in. Bad boy Colby versus Usman. We talked about it earlier. We think it's happening in December, but nothing official yet. Oh, let's see. Are we getting back? Oh, no. Lightweight champ in 2022. Yeesh. I don't know, man. This Poirier Oliveira fight's going to be good, man. It's going to be really good. Porto Paul, it's funny you say that. I think that's exactly what I thought when Montserrat weighed in at 113.5. This is just, I would have to fact check this, but I feel like that must be the lightest weight in UFC history. I had that exact thought. Any thoughts on Dawkins? I'm big on Dawkins. Anybody that comes through Cage Fury Fight Championship, I got love for. Scott Walton, Arman Sarukin. That guy's got skills. I don't know if he'll be if that's your answer for the champ. I don't know. That might be a little fast, but I like Sarukin a lot. I think he's got a lot of skills. Yeah, O'Malley Edgar. That's what Ali was calling for the other day. Jesus, you're welcome, my man. Enjoy it. Drew, you already know. Yeah, Islam Arman was a great fight a couple years ago, man. Arman had like the toughest route into the UFC, man. He's a monster. Who's the biggest heel in MMA? It's probably got to be Conor right now, right? I mean, it probably was Chael at one point. Unpopular opinion, no. CM Punk did not even know his fight had been overturned. So we do work together, but yeah, I reached out to him and I was like, hey, I figured he would know the details of it, and I was trying to get the details, and I reached out to Punk, and he didn't know. So it's kind of a weird situation. HBK, yeah, I'm going to watch Bellator tonight. Muhammad, yes, I know Mo Lester is a troll. He just happens to be a troll that's good enough at not going over the line. But just everybody, yes, Mo Lester is absolutely trolling. He just never says anything inappropriate enough. Yeah, unpopular. No, it was basically he didn't know, and so then once we got the full story, I was like, hey, do you have any comment for the record? And he's like, what am I gonna say? I mean, I could tell you off record, like he didn't care. A suspension for marijuana is, I don't think anybody really cares about. And even though Punk's straight edge, he still had no issue with Mike Jackson smoking weed. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Vusal, yes, Islam was first on the scale. And anything on Izzy and Whitaker? No, I think we'll hear soon. The problem is with COVID, man. Everything is always so fluid. You know what I mean? They want to go back to Abu Dhabi. There's all these issues. So we'll hear soon. I think it's going to be September, October, likely October. Hold on. If aliens invaded Earth and required us humans to send our best fighters to fight gladiator style, which MMA fighters would you send to represent Earth? Suleiman, what's going on? Well, you got to send Ngannou out there, right? Just because he's scary as hell. Hopefully the aliens just pack up and leave and be like, "Ooh, nah, we don't want none of that. We're out." I'll probably send a little Derek Lewis in there too. He's always got that one punch power. I mean, can I get Habib out of retirement to wrestle some aliens? If I can get Habib out of retirement, probably send him out there. Arsalan. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Abu Dhabi, so I don't mind going back. Look forward to it. HBK, how do you feel about the Apex? Apex is awesome. I wish it had better internet connection for us. But other than that, man, I mean, it's been a blessing. And, I live like 15 minutes away, so It's been amazing that we've been able to do all this during the pandemic. Kevin, no, it's never too late. Get started now. I look forward to watching your fights in the UFC. Thanks, Ahmad. That's kind of you. If you want to go to patreon.com/the MMA Roadshow, that's our podcast over there. You can support us there. Very kind. Oh, okay. Now somebody's coming in and fighting to the death is a different world. We need someone super violent to fight the end. Okay, good. Somebody said GSP's in fighting Avengers, so he needs to be in there. Not bad. Mike, no press conference. There will be a press conference for Houston. They don't do press conferences for the pay-per-views. Muhammad, Dana White, he doesn't normally come to the fight night ones anymore. He's got other stuff going on. Yeah. Look, I mean, all those opponents are good opponents for O'Malley. I'm sorry I can't read your name there in the but yeah, Simone, Valia, Barcelos, Daniel Wood, those are all great opponents. Great opponents. Thanks, Steve. I don't know. Just get my ideas from myself. I guess at the end of the day, I'm just kind of a fan like you guys, King Troll, we're just waiting on Malcolm Gordon. That is it at this point. Everybody else is waiting in, so if you want to see the full results, head over to MMA Junkie. Photos are up over there as well. Video highlights are coming. We'll have all that. Scott Walton, Pitbull versus McKee. I love that fight. I think it's the biggest fight in Bellator history. I'm excited for it. Jesus, I did see Paul Felder and Hacks. It was pretty funny to see. Actually, I binge watched that the other day, and saw Paul Felder in there. It's pretty good. Buttery smooth. You already know the answer to that. Come on now. No, Carball, Anik, and Rogan are not midgets. MMA Dog. Face-off should be at 11 a.m. Pacific. Sometimes they'll go a little bit early, but we're still waiting on somebody to make it. So waiting on Malcolm Gordon. Based unit, yeah. I'm an MMA reporter for the money. I'm just doing this to get rich. Jins, no, fans cannot visit the PI or the Apex. Unfortunately. I just thought it'd be cool if they put like a physical Hall of Fame on the UFC headquarters campus. I thought that would be cool. Loaded Films, Hamzat Leach. I like that fight too. Mark, I did not watch Fast and Furious yet. I've never seen any of those. I don't know. Is it worth it watching it for Francis? I miss being in Twin Peaks as a silent security guard. I didn't see that one either. King Troll, I'd expect to announce something next couple weeks. It's just they got to make sure everybody's out of lockdown. Everything's good to go. Elite Squad, Hamzat versus Lee Jinglan. I'm excited for that one. Got to see where Hamzat's at. Just hoping that it didn't have any kind of long-term issues. Thanks, Marcos. When is UFC going out of the UFC? September for London is the plan right now. Then I know they want to go back to Abu Dhabi. I think that's in October. Kieran, no, I don't think I've ever heard a fighter forget about weigh-ins. It's like the one thing they dread the most. Let's see. Oh, Mark, the guy only got like 5 seconds of screen time. John, when do they put the fights together? They have HBK. They have matchmaking meetings every Tuesday over at the UFC office. Who's the best boxer in the UFC? I'm not telling Max Holloway that he's not. I mean, when you can say it while you're fighting, yeah. you get credit. And that, just do an open house once a year. I think that would be cool too. I mean, if you know somebody, you can like arrange a tour or whatever. But do I have any background about Usman Nurmagomedov's opponent? I don't remember who Usman Nurmagomedov is fighting. If I'm being honest with you. Rolo, I like Simone. Falling in and out of love. Peter, Scott Walton, yeah. Peter Yan's a pretty solid boxer, too. You definitely got to consider him in there as well. Getting hit by 1,000 hard small pillows would kill you. I don't know what that's about. Jens, the first UFC event I ever attended was UFC 16. Dana, Ferguson. Yeah, there is a fight card in England. They're just waiting on it to get, they just got to get all the government approval and stuff in place. It's just, thanks, Jens. Yeah, it's just a matter of all the government restrictions and all that stuff and getting everything announced and official. Who's your favorite fighter? To me, it's always been Cowboy Cerrone, man. Just covering his career for all the years. I loved that attitude of anybody, anywhere, anytime. I love the idea of I got to be the guy that people want to pull over and see, you know. Obviously, I know he's near the end of his career, but for me, it was always Cowboy. Oh, Sam, Joanna has the best jab in the UFC. She's got striking as well. UFC Antarctica. Nick, that would be with fans. Sakib, love from India. Much respect. Ortega Volkanovski, that's a tough one. Sandhagen Dillashaw, that's another great one. Early lean Volkanovski and I think Sandhagen. I don't know what's Dillashaw going to look like after 2 years. A lot of questions. Next week's card is solid. Do I think I'll live to see UFC 666? Damn, let me see. Assuming there's 12 a year, so that'd be what, like 400 of them? 400 divided by 12. It's 33 years from now. So I would be 76, 77, somewhere around there. I hope I make it to then, but as I don't necessarily lead the healthiest lifestyle sometimes. So we'll say fingers crossed. Oh, Rob became a UFC fan during COVID. That's cool. I mean, not cool, I guess, but perplexed. Yeah, it made me laugh a little bit. That was funny. Busters, you already know. Justin, 266. No, it's not a pay-per-view in London. It's a fight night. Roll. I'll definitely be at 420. Ooh, just got the UFC will be collapsed by then. Ugh. Dana Ferguson, do you think there's biased commentary? I don't think purposely. To be honest with you, I don't hear a lot of the commentary because I'm usually at the fights, and it's rare that I go back and watch like a whole event. Like I'll watch, a lot of times I'll watch it without the commentary, to be honest with you, because I'm doing other things when I'm rewatching fights. But it is easy to sometimes get biases and not really mean to have them. So, we'll see. Let's see. What else we got here? HBK, who fought UFC 1? Come on, what we talking about UFC 1? Everybody knows who fought UFC 1. It's legendary. Ooh, how soon do you think they'll induct Khabib into the Hall of Fame? Good question. When do they do inductions again? Buttery. I used to train, but I never wanted to fight. Nah. I think it's why I have respect for the fighters that do, because I was like, training's good enough for me. Do you think it will go to the finish? I'm thinking late finish. Late finish. 3-4, something like that. Right. Who should Calvin's comeback be against? Kind of depends on timing, right? I mean, how soon he wants to get back. I'm glad he's being patient. Uh-oh, did Misha Tate's baby make an appearance on camera there? I wasn't watching. I was paying attention to the chat. Just Scott. Yeah, I definitely did spar back in the day. That was enough for me. To be honest with you, like and obviously it's been a while since I trained, but when I trained in my late teens, early 20s, the problem was in terms of like fighting and even like hard sparring. Like I supported myself, so I had moved out when I was young, and I just always worried like, man, what if I break an ankle or like break an arm or tear a ligament or something like that? And I was waiting tables, so I was always kind of worried about like, what if I hurt myself and then I can't pay my bills? So that was another reason I never really fought, because I was just like, man, if something happens to me and I can't make money, like how am I going to pay my rent, you know? Mohammed Makhachev. That name is familiar. I feel like, I don't know why. Aiden, just Malcolm Gordon. And yeah, he's got 34 minutes left. Joe Rogan versus John Morgan. I think Joe Rogan will probably kick my ass. Jesus, I took Gamrot. I don't think Shemaev. Here's the thing about Shemaev refusing Luke. I mean, Shemaev's trying to stay at 170, so I don't like. People say he ducked him, but he didn't want a middleweight fight. But yeah, you're right. He's no longer managed by Ali. Mason, you just get a job. Okay. Faisal, yes. We did just leave the camera rolling. That's what a live stream is. Naeem, Hamzat's manager is a manager that he was always working with, actually. Ali was kind of co-managing him a little bit, but no longer doing that. Azuna, I like Sean Brady in that one. But I'm clearly biased. He came through CFFC, and I got love for anybody that comes through CFFC because I do the commentary there, and I enjoy watching guys rise to the ranks. It's something really cool to see somebody's journey to the UFC. You know what I mean? To see them earning their spot there, man. It's pretty awesome. DXJ, that's pretty funny. Loaded Films. I've heard Alex Perez definitely come to the UFC. Yeah. Madrochin, as I said, I have been watching Tough. I actually just watched this week's episode. I watched it last night, so I was a couple days behind. But yeah, I'm watching The Ultimate Fighter. Do you know if it's Anakin Bisping or Dominic? I can ask him. I don't know who's working this week. I haven't seen anybody. I was looking for Anik, but I don't see him. Oh, that Jeremiah Wells. Come on, man. That guy is vicious. Now, I don't think you can fight like that all the time, but that was an amazing knockout. Wow, I poke champion with a Misha Tate trash talk. What's up, Spadra? Ooh. Jack Shore, Saeed Nurmagomedov. Kevin Gonzalez. Yeah, you know what? That'd be dedication, man. Just get some preemptive titanium shins. Aiden, yeah, definitely pumped for the Contender Series to come back. Favorite ref. You know what's funny? Okay, this is HPK. It's kind of funny, like talking about fighters making their way up. Mark Smith and Chris Tione, I've seen them make their way up from reffing amateur fights here in Las Vegas, and so it's been pretty cool to see them, get better, like and make their way into UFC fights and getting title fights and big moments like that. So I mean, all the rest are great. Mark Goddard's always fun to catch up with, man. He's amazing. I mean, Herb's great. John was great when he was around. I mean, listen, they're all good guys, man. And the thing about these referees is they're all passionate about the sport, man. And everybody, I know people want to talk trash and that sort of thing, but the same thing, like, ain't nobody doing MMA journalism to get rich. You're not doing MMA referee assignments to get rich either. You do it because you love it and you have passion for it. Nader, that's funny. Yeah, unpopular opinion. Mark Smith's a pretty interesting cat, man. I thought that was cool they had him on Jerry. Zeb, I'm not getting in there against Ngannou. Definitely ain't happening. No. John, which MMA podcast is your favorite to listen to? Well, the MMA Roadshow with John Morgan is a fine podcast that I would certainly recommend listening to. But I listen to a lot of them, man. I listen to Annex podcast. I listen to Bisping's podcast. Boys down in Australia, Submission Radio. They're always funny. So I listen to a lot of stuff. Make that money just waiting on Malcolm Gordon right now. Sam Basie, any advice for an aspiring MMA reporter? Just do it, man. Just do it. Just start doing it. Even if you're doing it for yourself, you'll get practice. Like, even if it's some website that nobody's ever going to see, you'll get practice. And I always say start local too, man. Start local. There's got to be teams or organizations or athletes in your area that are desperate for coverage that would appreciate it. And then all of a sudden you start making connections, making sources, and sometimes, again, maybe those fighters end up in the UFC. And who do they want to give their first interview to every time? You. Who do they want to report their news to? You. Because you showed them support from the beginning. So start local. Bilal Muhammad with John Hennick's brother. Gotta like Bilal. Come on. Die Hard. Yeah. Sorry, I got behind, man. I'll hit you up, bro. I will hit you up. MSA. I get that you're enjoying that, but I think a frosty beverage is a lot more often. Yeah. Well, they're still waiting on one. Malcolm Gordon. Oscar Willis from the Mag Life. It's like, hey, when are the face-offs going to happen? I'm like, well, we got to wait for... Oh. Here we go. Looks like we're ready. Oh, John was back there to hold it. Hey, John, who are you working with this week?
I'm working with Bisping and Heidi Andral.
Bisping, Felder, and Heidi Andral. There's your answers, everybody.
All right, our final athlete to weigh in this morning in the UFC flyweight division, Malcolm X. Gordon.
$125.5.
125.5, the official weight for Malcolm Gordon. All right, all 22 athletes have now weighed in. We will stare them down shortly.
Are you like also a coder?
Yeah, exactly. People don't realize how complicated it is. What's going on?
Right? Gigantor.
All right, that is everybody. I'm going to file these last couple of photos, and then we'll chat until the face-offs. Yeah. Yeah, once I get these filed,
That's good.
go back and chat some more.
Mind if I cozy up next to you here? That's okay. I'm just gonna turn it on when we go. things that come through it. It's harder than it looks. Just to need more work. Yeah, we just don't need more work. Not that we're not close, but we need more. We need more teamwork. We don't do that. I don't really do that. Holy Christ, they're good. Yeah, we don't have it. Yeah, we got issues. But and the teams that we we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do on social, right? Well, it had to do with it was the boys that guy. That's Larry. His assistant is in charge of so that guy was actually that's what he said. I mean, not that work. More importantly, just if I get another job. Yeah. You fire him, that may be a different thing. Well, no, because Ryan McGill is the older guy. I've heard he's Ryan is the younger, but McGill is older. Right. They're both actually. Yes. They're both actually. Are they? Okay. Yeah, that's why I get confused. Oh, yeah. McGill's older. Yeah. Gilly. Yeah. McGill is in charge of the younger one is in charge of the goalie coach. We're going with Canada, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to switch on the back end. All right. Full wing gallery is up. Post has been updated. Everybody did make weight for just joining in. No issues whatsoever. Nobody even needed a towel. Everybody was good to go. Face-offs coming up at the top of the hour. Could potentially go a little bit earlier, but scheduled for the top of the hour.
No, but that's not the way they look at it. It's two different defenses.
Take this opportunity to get another cup of coffee. Let's get ready for our ceremonial face-offs here at the top of the hour.
But it's the filter with which you're doing this. No. It's the lens. It's the lens. It's the lens with which you're judging.
All right, fresh cup of coffee. Well, coffee that's been brewed for a couple hours, but fresh to me. Jack Attack. I do know about that coffee life. Kenneth Lundgren. What's going on, Mr. Lundgren? Oh, yeah, I saw that. You got to get me on the phone or something. Oliveira, Poirier, Gaethje, Dariush, Islam, Dos Santos. Not bad matchups. Regardless. Yeah, I would. Plus, bringing kids into it, that's the part that would really piss me off. Damn right, man. That's what we do it to the hardcores. Go get him Tiger in Los Angeles. All right. Never heard of it. Go get him Tiger. Interesting. Sounds good, Ken. We'll make it happen. Biggs Omega. Everybody made weight without issue. MMA locker room. I did see that. That was funny. Matt Mitrione, quite the character. That was pretty funny. Call me touch. I don't really. Will you stop glorifying Conor now? I don't think any of us have ever glorified Conor. In fact, I actually wrote a column that says he needs to reinvent himself. Ginge, I have spoken to Fabio. We did like a 40-minute interview one time with Thiago there. It's on YouTube. He's not a fan of mine. He doesn't like me very much. My walkout song be? I don't know. It's a good question. I like it when people have one walkout song though, right? You know what I mean? You kind of get used to it. I like when people stick with one. Although it did crack me up that Crow Cop used to walk out to Wild Boys. I don't know why that song just makes me laugh. Shouting out the MMA gambling regulars, all right. Oh, Moises wins next. I mean, both these guys should get a big fight, whoever wins. I know it's not going to be the most watched fight of all time, but both these guys deserve something big. Stream the whole fight, too. Deuce, Jeremy Stevens should fake a show. I am kind of looking forward to seeing what happens in that face-off. I mean, like, if you're Gamrod, like, do you get right up in his face just to see if he'll do something? Scott McCrate, that's a licensing issue. They'd have to pay the artist for it, so that's why they don't do it. Sucks, right? I do hate that when they go back and oh, they only do it for the pay-per-views? Oh, that's interesting. Now that I didn't know. Interesting. All right, Jack Attack. I'll have to check that one out. Yeah, Charlamagne, I picked Gamrod in the fight, but hey, Stevens catches you. You don't move. Yeah, Castillo. There's the names there. Gillespie, Ferguson, RDA. Winner should be fighting one of those guys. You're absolutely right. Yeah, Cons. We talked about the guys the other day, especially Stevens. I just think it's funny. I mean, what do you do? What do you do if he gets right in your face? Shout out to Mike Beltran. He's a good dude. And all the roster in the business. Mike Beltran's a solid guy. October 23rd. It's hard for me to keep the date straight in my head, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. Let's see here. Actually, I can't remember, but I think so. John, why do you always grumble in a deep voice? I don't think I grumble at all, to be honest with you. TXJ calling for the upset. Jeremy Stevens will get the upset by one push KO. Now, is that a typo or is that good? Justin H. Yeah, Anik said earlier that he is working with Bisping, Felder, and Heidi Androl. HBK Gamrot is the favorite in that matchup, and I did pick him as well. Thank you, Jack Tack. Enjoy working for CFFC. Always have a good time with those shows. Hotori says I sound like a corpse. Huh. I can't imagine a corpse would make many sounds, so that's a weird statement. HBK, check out bestfightodds.com. That's where I go to. And you can see like a whole bunch of different services there. It's a cool little service. Bestfightodds.com. Jose Zamora, did I ever think the sport developed into what it is when I first started it? No, absolutely not. I didn't. The first UFC I ever went to was UFC 16, so I was a fan like early on, and I loved it. I thought it was the coolest shit ever, but I didn't think that it would be as big as it is now. I thought it would always be kind of underground, you know, because I wanted to be a sports journalist, you know, but I never thought about being an MMA journalist back then because I was like, how much money could you make in this? It's a tiny, tiny little thing, and now, you know, I'm actually able to make a living in something that I'm passionate about and that I've been a fan of for, you know, really nearly my whole damn life, you know. Oh, Cannibal Corpse. Okay. Thank you, Pit of Blood. I was going to say Cannibal Corpse. Like just an actual corpse. I don't even know Cannibal Corpse, but I'll take it over an actual corpse. Is the UFC really trying to get rid of Yair Rodriguez? I don't think they're trying to get rid of him, but they've definitely had their differences over the years. Whoa, hey. Booted there, bro. What are you doing? Come on. Come on now. How did I get involved in all this? Like anybody, I mean, I started watching early on. I think first pay-per-view I ever bought was like UFC 7. The first one I ever went to was UFC 16. You know, bought all the VHS tapes back in the day. So it just caught my attention early on. I thought it was an awesome sport. Misha Tate by murder. Wow. Steve Campbell. Strong. Ibrahim, no, nobody has had their face off yet. It's 4 a.m. in Australia. Oh, Jesus. Well, thanks for being up, Ibrahim. The face-offs are just about to get started here in about 5 minutes, so we haven't had any of the face-offs yet. Aiden, same thing there for you, about 5 minutes. Makhachev and Moises. Bartos, I picked Islam in that fight. His wrestling, grappling, to me, I thought it was going to be too much. Toby Ferguson calling for Gaethje to be the champ by the end of the year. Hey, man, we got to get this man a fight. Gaethje's been out for too long. Mason Jones can actually be champ. A lot of people high on Mason Jones for sure. Rachmanov. Haha. Merwin, I am married, and thankfully I have a wife that understands that this is how I pay the bills. So she puts up a lot, especially when we were traveling, you know. Brandon, I didn't see your questions. I'm not trying to ignore you. What questions you asked? Rob Jurek saying Charles will reign for a couple years. Foot play, just because I've been doing it so long. Our salon. We didn't find a bear, man. We just had to settle for regular wrestling class. It was cool, though. Habib was like, Eli, you must wrestle. It's pretty cool. Whatever you do, you must wrestle. John Jones isn't scared of anybody. Thanks, Jose, by the way. I appreciate that. Chris Kellerman. John Jones isn't scared of anybody. But that's a tough matchup for him. Hold on. Oh, see the cameraman getting in a position here. I think we're going to be starting soon. So, you know what? I better go get myself into place. Yeah. Enjoy the face-offs. They're starting soon. I'm going to go jump into place. I got to take photos. They're lining everybody up right now. Enjoy the chat, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Face-offs coming your way in just a couple minutes. No news on Air Max yet. They're not sure if they're rebooking that or not. I get the feeling they want to do it something different.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah,
Oh, that makes sense.
Get a little more flesh in your tone, dog. It wasn't enough, you know.
No, that's not, yeah, I would have gone that.
That's Rob Whitaker right there.
Amy, stay over there. You're way too close. You need to get by or you're going to stay over there.
I can't. They're gonna yell at me.
You get next on the right side.
No,
Next
gonna
row,
get
dude.
yelled at. What right side? Right side of
On
who?
the right side of the stage next to that.
No, because there's those cameras. I don't want to be that far back.
You have a huge lens.
Yeah, but it's not that huge. I'm like sitting in a chair right there is what I'm like.
Tell it to the stream.
Is that really live?
Yeah, that would be what the stream is.
Oh no. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that was cover. Where did you get that? It's so I'm definitely gonna love it. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. I love sparkle. Me too.
Hey!
Just need somebody to fill in on the post. Or if you guys can just wait. But no, depending on where we are. We can just beat him. I know, he had a
Paparazzi.
Alright guys, so just listen for your name. You're going to leave your shirt.
Miles Jones. 135, the official weight for Sergey Rozon. 135 and a half, the official weight for Eddie Tom. 113 and a half, the official weight for Montserrat Cornejo. 115 and a half for Amanda Lemos. 169 and a half, the official weight for Preston Parsons. Official weight 171 pounds for Daniel Rodriguez. Official weight 145 and a half for Q. 146 pounds, the official weight for Gabriel Benitez. Official weight for Wesley Schwartzers. Wait, yes.
What's up, brother? Really?
Like if you see she sees a quarter,
156 pounds for Jeremy
try to hide it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
135 pounds, the official weight for Michigan. 136 pounds, the official weight for the loser loser, Arian Woodard.
I'm here. I'm ready.
156 pounds, the official weight for Thiago Moises. 155 and a half, the official weight for
What's the word?
Huh?
What is the word?
What is what?
Thorn.
Is it a food thing?
Never heard it before.
Heidi, what is Thorn? Supplement.
That's why I've never heard of it. I don't either.
Just all naturally love.
Yes. All these muscles are natural.
Do need supplement for this.
I just lift the weight and I'm like, I'm just naturally lucky like that.
I'm already over the day. I'm like,
Coaches, please stay in your seats. Can I have you guys all come up?
Looking for something to throw at you.
I have nothing you can throw except my pain.
That's what I was gonna do, but then I have to like reach towards the camera. I don't want to be in the camera again.
Yes, because I'm filming. I know. Try to do something.
All right, we're going to stare these men and women down. Thank you all for being here. It is UFC Fight Night. Makhachev versus Moises, wall to wall on ESPN and ESPN Plus. First prelim in the heavyweight division: Alain Baudot versus Rodrigo Nascimento. Sean Shelby's here, by the way. All right, next prelim at flyweight: Francisco Figueiredo versus Malcolm Gordon. All right, next up in the UFC's bantamweight division: Miles Johns versus Anderson Dos Santos.
Brasil.
Also at bantamweight: Khalid Taha versus Sergey Morozov. All right, next prelim in the UFC strawweight division: Amanda Lemos versus Montserrat Conejo. And our featured preliminary bout in the UFC's welterweight division: Daniel Rodriguez versus Preston Parsons. All right, now we get to the main card for UFC Fight Night live on ESPN. First out of the chute in the featherweight division, Gabriel Benitez versus Billy Quarantillo. Next fight at middleweight, Rodolfo Vieira versus Dustin Stoltzfus. All right, next up we get to a featured bout in the UFC's lightweight division, Jeremy Stevens versus Mateusz Gamrot. All right, co-main event in the UFC women's bantamweight division, 12th ranked Marion Renault versus the former UFC bantamweight queen, Miesha Tate. And finally, our main event between two of the top 15 lightweights in the world, Islam Makhachev versus Thiago Moises. Islam Makhachev, Thiago Moises under the lights in our UFC Fight Night main event tomorrow night. Thank you all for coming out. One more sleep. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Sean Shelby.
All right, guys. Thanks everybody for watching. Bellator's tonight. You want to check that? Nolan King's out there in the Fight Sphere. We'll have full coverage here from the UFC Apex. Keep locked in, Junkie, all weekend long. Thanks.
You want to go set up?